Hey y'all. All right, it's been a little while. Been pretty busy at work and just a bunch of other things going on. So, anyway, I'm trying to get back to making some videos and I want to say thank you so much to all of you all who have subscribed. It has been amazing. And to all of you who have been sharing and liking these videos. I am truly grateful. Very seriously, I'm very serious about that. I don't want you to ever think I'm going to take advantage of that or take it for granted because you all watching these videos, it means a lot. So now with that part out of the way, I am working on the V10 and I'm working on the smog pump, doing a delete on the smog pump. So what I want to do is just get rid of it. Well, there's a couple things you got to do before you can do that. So let's get started, shall we? First of all, mine, the idler pulley was junk. It's making noise, and I got a new one. I've had a new one. Right there is the part number from Duralast AutoZone. So there we go. And it's just a smooth idler pulley. The tensioner pulley seems to be pretty good. It's got a little rust on it. The tensioner pulley does, but it'll be fine. It's another smooth pulley. See, like that. Okay, here is the meat and potatoes of what I'm doing. I'm removing the smoke pump. It's not hooked up to anything, hasn't been hooked up to anything in quite some time, but we've been driving with it on here and now it's making a lot of noise. As you can see, it's gone. But a little bit more on that. If you want to remove that, you're going to need to remove 3 of these 10mm headed bolts. Okay, and they screw into the front of the smog pump right there. They screw into the front of it. They hold this pulley on there. Okay, so the pulley sits on there like so, and they just screw right down through there, holds that pulley on. Once you take those off, you take the pulley off, and then the bolts that holds this on are accessible. These bolts are 9/16 head or 14mm. Pretty good bolts, so I'm not going to throw them away. But one of the things I am going to do, I'm going to show you how to. Now this little plate right here, you don't have to remove it. You can just bend it back a little bit like I did. Hopefully a little more gracefully and looking a little bit nicer than mine. But there's where those bolts go. Now when you take them out, they have to come out this way. So it's a little tricky, but you can get it, okay? And it helps this one, this top one, you have to come out this side, this way on the shroud, okay? Not this way, not into the shroud, but outside of the shroud this way. So it takes a little patience, but it will work. Now, once that's done, you take your tensioner off. Now I marked my tensioner, okay? See, with a Sharpie, rest is where it is when it's fully extended, okay? And then this is where it is fully compressed, and then this is in the middle. I put H for happy place. So, whatever. And so, what you can do, this takes a T50 Torx, okay? And as you can see, mine's rusty crusty. Thank you, Kentucky. Anyway, what you do is you see this little nub on the back right there. That's the locating nub. Now, some folks have said to just cut that off. I'm not. I'm going to use it. Here's where that nub goes originally, okay? And it locates that tensioner in such a way that you can't really use it with this new setup. Now this is not, let me warn you all, this is not a tutorial. This is not, I'm showing you what I'm doing. If you want to copy this, you're welcome to. If you want to do it a different way, do it a different way. It's all up to you. Do whatever you like. But let me get you all set up here just a little bit. I have took my rasp and my die grinder, and I've already been grinding in here in that notch right there that I pointed out. So that notch, doggone, let's try and get the camera in here. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you see this notch right here? That's where I'm trying to get that nub. This little nub right here, that's where it's going to go. Okay, so I've already been grinding on it. I've already actually had this tightened up in there. So I'm going to put it back in there. I just want to show you all how I'm doing this. So, as you can see, that nub just fits right in there in that little notch. Now, I've ground it out just a little bit, opened it up. So, here, get the camera. Oh, son of a gun. Okay. I'll get the camera worked out here somewhere so you all can see what in the world I'm doing. Okay. All right, there we go. Now, that's probably, yeah. Now put a little anti-seize on the bolt that holds that tensioner in there. So, here we go. The reason why I bent this up is to clear this end of this spring. I do strongly recommend that you use some anti-seize on that bolt because it is threading into aluminum. If you don't, you could see some dissimilar corrosion can happen, and it can become a real serious problem. Okay, get that tightened up. That shouldn't be a problem now. Okay, so next is I need to put this idler on. And I'm going to put a little anti-seize on the bolt for that too. So that means I'm going to go get that and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Got the anti-seize on there. And okay, here we go. Thread this all the way in. As you see, I'm threading this in there by hand with my fingers. That's That's the goodness of an anti-seize. Years from now, I'll be able to take that loose, or somebody else will be able to take that loose, whatever the case may be. So, anyway, yeah. So, what I'm going to do is tighten that son of a gun down there real quick. 9/16 or 14 millimeter, whatever you, whichever. Whichever you got, either one of them will work pretty good. It seems to be more of a 9/16, but okay. Now, originally, the belt, I've even got the belt routing out here, which is very, very handy. Originally, the belt would have went over here, you know, right there to the smog pump. Well, the smog pump's not there anymore. So, got to come up with something different. This belt may be too long, which I've got another couple of belts. Oh yeah, it's definitely too long, so let's see, let me make sure that it's catching the... No, it isn't. It's not catching the crank pulley. So I gotta make sure it's getting on the crank pulley down there. Okay. Well, I got that part done. So, like I said, I have, you see right over here, I've got all this extra space. And like I said, I have a couple more belts I think are shorter. So I'm going to go grab them real quick and come back out here and let's see what I've got. Be right back. Okay, y'all, so I found a shorter belt that I have, and here is, it's a Daco Polyrib 7PK2555. So 7PK2555. And I think it's going to do the trick, but I'm going to need a grooved pulley, and I have one, so I just got to swap them out. I've got one on a tensioner for the $50 318. So anyway, gotta get the old pulley off and out of the way. Problem is it does not want to get out of the way. The bolt is backwards thread, it's reverse thread. So instead of righty tighty lefty loosey, it's lefty tighty righty loosey. Now what I'm doing is I'm running the bolt back and forth. The whole bolt is turning, and I'm spraying a little bit of penetrating lubricant on the bolt itself, trying to get as much penetrant to go in there, and so that that bolt will just come on out. This is similar to like when I was taking the upper intake off. Now I'm tightening the bolt up. I'm running the bolt back in there. Basically what I'm doing is I'm clearing out the threads every time the bolt goes. Got a little bit further that time. There's just a lot of stuff, trash that can get built up in the threads. Rust and corrosion. I think this time I'll be able to back it all the way out. Whew. It's giving me a workout, I can tell you that. Alrighty. Oh man. Oh boy. Hope I haven't got all the threads in that, but look at the, take something, I'll go through those and get them out, get the crap out of the threads there. All right. Oh no. The last bit of the tensioner that has that little nub that holds this in place just broke off. Not even without even any kind of provocation. I'm not sure if I can make this work or not. Okay, let me knock this little piece out of this idler or tensioner pulley, and I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, had a little problem. Was getting that bolt out to swap it over to this grooved pulley, and unfortunately that little sleeve right there, let me focus in on it. That little sleeve I'm pointing to right there, that snapped off of this arm here. What I've done is I've got some JB weld out, and I'm just JB welding it to this. I'm going to look and see what one of these goes for, and this is really similar to like what you can use on the Magnum V8s. It's not identical, but it's very similar. Might be able to use one of those. I've got one of those extra laying around here. So, but In the meantime, I've run this bolt in there. I've cleaned all the threads out with a thread file, put some anti-seize on there, run the bolt down and tighten it down, and the JB weld, I'm going to just let it sit there and do its thing. In the meantime, I'm going to take the belt off, and that way I can at least start this thing up and move it out of the way. This, however, this has to run tomorrow. Yeah, and I've got one crucial thing I need to do to this one right here, and this is it right here. You see that? The radiator, these brackets aren't attached really all that well to the radiator. They're not attached at all, really. So I've got to solder these back on. So, and it's this way on both sides. This way. This is the same thing over here. Not as pronounced or as noticeable, but it's here. So I'm going to be doing that next, and I may do a video on that, let you see just how terrible I am at soldering, but hey, anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I really do seriously appreciate it. And I don't know if I said this at the beginning of the video or not, but I'm over 2,700 subscribers now, which is, to me, is just mind-blowing. I mean, that's just crazy. That's just a crazy amount of subscribers, which I am truly thankful to you all for that. I cannot thank you enough. So, thank you so much. Anyway, now, so that is pretty much it for this video, and I thank you. And you all have yourselves a great day. If you have any questions about this or any other videos, you know what to do. You're smart. Drop the comment down below. I'll do my best to help you out. Thank you so much. Have a great day.